if getting clients is something that still feels like a little bit of a mystery to you, if getting clients is something that like you wake up every day and you think, gosh, I need clients in my business. I'm a coach, I'm a service provider, I'm a business owner, I need clients. And you sit there and you're wondering, what do I need to do to get clients? If that's you, put like a 1 in the comments and let me see if that's you. And listen, no shame if that's you. It's all good. That's why you're here. You're here to learn it. You're here to figure it out. You're here to take the steps, right? So put a 1 in the comments and let me know if that's you. We don't want to wait until, we're out of clients or when we're absolutely at the end, point of desperation to go out and actually start doing the things. We got to start from now. So I'm super excited to share this topic. Some of you might have heard me talk about things similar to this, but it's always worth repeating because that is the thing that drives it home, right? That's the thing that drives it home. Let's talk about what it means to get clients. The online industry has made getting clients feel like this big uphill climb, right? They've made getting clients, and just the narrative in the online industry has made getting clients feel like this mystery. Like we need to have all these funnels in place. Like we need to have all these complicated pieces of our marketing. Like we need to be omnipresent, meaning you have to be everywhere. You have to be on all the platforms. You have to be writing content all the time. You have to be like launching and doing these big launches. You have to be like so Instagrammable with like the perfect feed and the perfect stories. And now like with the reels everywhere, which I cannot figure out, which I tried to do on. So funny, you guys, a little sidetrack. I tried to do a reel today, my very first one. And I had my son like hold my phone up and we're doing it like this. And I'm like, my flipping hand is like all over the place. And the picture is not even in, it's a whole thing. Anyway, these are all great tactics, right? All these tactics, they're around because it increases audience, it increases like likability, increases all those things. So those things are around. I'm not saying that launching and funnels and content and being on different platforms, things like that don't work. 100%, these things work, but it's not what is needed to get clients. Those are tactics. Those are things that help the client getting process, but the core of what is needed is what I'm going to share with you guys today. So some of you who know me, you might have heard me share this story before, but I think it's worth repeating. When I launched my coaching business 6 years ago, I did not have a following, right? I didn't have a large email. I didn't have an email list, first of all. I'm like, MailChimp, what? Like, I didn't have any of that stuff in place. I didn't have any like online marketing skills, nothing major like that, right? I had a basic website that was designed for me like by my brother. It was like a basic website, right? I had this logo that I loved, but was just like this cute little logo that I got someone to design for me. I got like JCPenney style pics, like no joke, like pics behind like the backdrop. That was it, right? But I knew that if I wanted to get clients, I had to put myself out there. I had to be willing to show up and get visible. I had to show up and I had to get visible. And I had to do it in a way that was like being okay with it not being perfect. So taking those imperfect actions, right? Getting the JCPenney backdrop, doing the regular things that without having all of my ducks in the row, right? So I share that with you because now, yes, it's a lot easier. Now there's like, I want to say like the standard is a little bit even higher now because what happens so often in the online space is as you're launching your business and you're putting yourself out there, there is this pressure now on looking a certain way and showing up a certain way and having a certain branding and having, your business. And I'm all for having a level of professionalism. I'm all for making sure that your branding is pretty and that those things feel fun and you're confident about it. For sure. But what I see happening so often is people getting hung up on that and thinking that is what they need to get clients, like the perfect website, the perfect Instagram feed, the perfect backdrop, the perfect whatever. And that is simply not the case. And I say that, and I know I harp on this a lot, and you guys probably have heard me say this before, but it really is doing such a disservice to coaches and service providers who are so skilled, who has so much to share, and who really can start making an impact so fast but the narrative and the standard, so to speak, that's out there is setting such an unrealistic expectation for what business really should look like. So newsflash, I'm in like leggings and a t-shirt today. This is typically my work attire, typically. Sometimes I'll dress it up with a cute top and maybe a little bit more makeup, but typically this is what an online entrepreneur looks like, right? Again, there are days when I'm doing videos that I might be a little prettier. There are days when I might, like dress things up a little bit, but typically this is what it looks like, right? It's not this Instagrammable feed. It's not this beautiful branding. It's not this perfect business that we see out there, but we don't see behind the curtains of what that really looks like. And what that does is that creates such an unfair expectation to people who are trying to enter, who are trying to show up, who are trying to get their businesses out there, feeling like that's all the things they need in order to really be successful and in order to get clients. So I deviate a little bit, but it's something that I'm really passionate about because I'm all about showing the realness behind business and like really talking about what it really, really takes to have success, to get clients, to make it in this industry. And I promise you, you guys, it's not the pretty branding and the perfect Instagrammable feed and the perfect content. Those things are nice and those things help, but it's certainly not what you need. So it's really simple. I like to keep it simple. Thing number one, and these three things, actually they're four, but I'm going to share thing number one first. These three things are these containers you need to always be operating in, right? The first thing is you need to get visible. If you want to get clients and you want to get clients fast, you have to be willing to get visible, okay? Especially online. You have to be willing to put yourself out there. You have to be willing to show up consistently. You have to be willing to get visible. So share your message, talk about what you do, get in front of your target market, talk about how you can support them and bring eyes into your business, right? So I talk about this a lot. And again, some of you might have heard me say this already. If you're an online entrepreneur, most of my people, if anybody's on here, most likely you guys are online entrepreneurs. But if you were starting a brick and mortar, right? And if you were opening up shop and you're starting a brick and mortar and you were like renting out space in like a plaza somewhere in your community, right? You would be getting visible for your community. You would be putting up a sign. You'd be putting up that grand opening sign. You would be like maybe sending out flyers. You might be creating buzz around your business and creating brand awareness and getting visible, right? Because you have to let the world know that you're open for business. You have to let clients know that you are someone who can support them. So you have to be willing to get visible, right? That's thing number one. You want to get clients fast. Are you getting visible enough? That's like one of the first questions that I always ask my clients when they first come to me and they're like, well, I'm struggling to get sales or I'm struggling to sign on clients. And the first thing is like, well, how visible are you? Like, how much are you out there, right? Now, when I talk about visibility, I want to be careful because like there's another misrepresentation out there in the online space that again, it's like you have to be everywhere at all times. And it's simply not the case. You don't need to be on every single social media platform. You don't need to be on social media all day, every day. You need to be posting 15, 16 stories and all the time and always, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be like that if you don't want it to be. So many of my clients are moms, just like myself, right? And our days in our life looks very different than someone who does not have kids or who runs a different sort of a business model than we do, right? And you really have to figure out what visibility looks like for you and how can you do it in a way that's consistent for you. So if I were to tell one of my clients who is a busy mom like myself, oh, you need to be on stories all the time, you need to be posting, you need to be doing all those things are ideal and it would be great. But if it's not realistic for your lifestyle, guess what? You're not going to do it and you're not going to be consistent with it, right? So you have to be willing to get visible, but you also have to be visible consistently. And in order for you to be visible consistently, You have to find the rhythm and the frequency and the flow for your visibility strategy that works for you. Some sort of an emoji in the comments if this makes sense. Ali says, amen, sister. I totally agree. Get visible, get visible. One. Gracia says, yes, I cannot be on Instagram all day. It's too much. 100%. And the thing is, when you go onto Instagram and you're seeing people that are on there constantly, you're thinking like, how are people doing this? Well, there is a way in which you can do it that makes it seem like you're online, and it's called having systems, right? And it's called having like a plan and having systems and strategies in place. But the point is to do it in a way that really that's doable for you. So that's thing number one, right? You have to be willing to get visible, but more importantly, getting visible in a way that is doable for you. Again, maybe you're not someone who's like always going to be available to jump on a live stream or get, on stories or whatever, but creating your own rhythm and your own flow for your visibility plan and your strategy. So that's thing number one. Thing number two that you need to do to get clients fast is to build relationships and make connections. Okay? Hands down, that is the most important part of your marketing. You have got to be willing to build relationships and make connections. If you want to get clients, that has to be priority number one for you. You have to be willing to go out there and build relationships or create new connections or build on the existing connections that you already have, right? People need to know that you're not just like, yes, you're getting visible, but are you deepening your relationship and your connection with those people, right? Are you showing people that you're someone that they can trust to work with, that you're someone who knows what you're talking about? Are you someone that is building that connection and that relationship with your people? And I promise you guys, this is literally the thing that drives sales. This is the thing that drives sales in your business, is the relationships and the connections that you're building. So let me take you back a little bit to when I was, before I had my own business. So I started out, well, I feel like I've always had my own business, but I started out, my family come from a long line of entrepreneurs. I've like grown up in like family businesses ever since I was this high, right? And I remember when I had just graduated from high school, my first year of college, my dad opened up a second location. So we had a brick and mortar. My dad opened up a second location of our store. And he was like, here's the keys, manage it. And I was like, what? I got class. He's like, here's the keys, manage it. Hello, cultural family over here, right? So it was such a great opportunity for me because I was literally given this opportunity to build a business from the ground up. And I was like 18 years old, you guys. When all of my friends were out running around partying and blah, 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 I was like opening the shop and closing the shop, right? And I was really put in a great situation to learn what it takes to build a business, right? And it was such a valuable experience for me because I didn't have any hard marketing skills. I didn't know how to sell. I didn't learn how to sell and do all that stuff. But what I learned was the power of connection, was the power of building a relationship with your client base and your audience. And let me tell you, it has been that was like the gift that has kept on giving for me, because I realized what it took to take at that point. It was like, again, it was a store, like you just walked in, right? Somebody who was walking by, right? Or driving by and they saw, we had computer stores. We had a couple computer stores. So they needed computers to be fixed. So they would stop in and come by. Complete strangers, right? In the online space, we'd call them cold traffic, right? Come by and convert those people into long-term clients and customers and loyal long-term clients and customers without having any hard marketing skills or sales skills. It was about the relationship that you built with your audience and your client base, right? And it is something that I have carried out throughout all of any other business venture I've had into my business. And that's why I coined and I trademarked connection-based marketing, because I know, and I say it over and over and over and over and over, and I will continue to say, when you connect, your conversions live in that connection, right? So building relationships goes beyond just when you're ready to sell. It starts from the visibility stage. So stage one, when it's like getting visible, it starts with how are you building those relationships through your visibility, right? Like build relationships. Phase one, you have to be connecting through that. Phase two, like connecting through like when it's time for the sale and even after the sale, right? Like connection should be running through all of your marketing and your sales. And when I talk about connection-based marketing, I always say your marketing should be focused on 70% connection, 30% sales, because when you focus it that way, the sales just happen. Like it's just on not autopilot, but it almost always happens because you are building it. You're focusing on that connection with your people. So when it comes to an online business, and when you guys are out there right now thinking, how do I get clients? What do I need to do to go get clients? Ask yourself, how am I connecting with my audience, right? How am I building relationships and connecting with my potential clients and my audience? That is it. Like ask yourself that question, figure that out, and go do that. So go get visible, thing number one, and then build those relationships, build those connections, whether it's getting into the DMs and sending messages to potential clients or people who've expressed interest in you, whether it's sending out those emails, whether it's actually talking to people, whatever that looks like for your business, your network, whether it's going back to like people you've worked with in the past, or you're reaching out to your own low-hanging fruit in your network. Start focusing on building those relationships, okay? So that's thing number two. Number three is this: sell your stuff. Just go sell your stuff. Honestly, when people come to me and they say, okay, you know, like I'm struggling to get clients, or I don't have clients, it's like, well, how often are you asking for the sale? How often are you selling? Like when people first come to me, clients first come to me, they're like, well, I'm not hitting my numbers, or I'm not getting, like, okay, how often are you asking for the sale, right? Go out there and sell your stuff. There is this fear and anxiety around selling and pitching and feeling as though you'll be salesy or slimy or whatever to sell. And honestly, you guys, there are people out there who need what you have to offer. So offer it. Guess what? The other people are selling it, right? And if you have the ability to help someone, if you have the ability to provide a service that you know can support and transform and help people, then you are doing a disservice by not selling your services, by not offering the thing that you have to sell, right? Like ultimately, the industry, like that, you're in business, right? Ultimately, you're in business to make money. If you wanted to go help and transform people's lives and be a coach and do whatever you're doing for free, you could have volunteered. You could have done that for free, but you decided to start a business. You decided to be an entrepreneur. You decided that, listen, you know what? I'm going to make the sacrifice. I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to start a business. And because you decided to do that, it is your job to make money so that you can stay in business, so that you can continue to serve more and more people, so you can continue to make more and more of an impact in this world. So go sell your stuff. Go sell your stuff, right? So thing number one, you want clients, go get visible. Thing number two, you want clients, go build relationships and create connections with your people. Thing number three, you want clients, go sell your stuff, right? Anytime you are focusing on your marketing, right, you want to be filling one of those three containers. You've got three containers you need to focus on in your business and in your marketing: visibility, connections, and sales. Visibility, connection building, and sales. Always be filling those three containers. Always be filling those three containers. One more time, always be filling those three containers. When you sit down to work and you're thinking, how am I going to get clients? What do I need to do to go get clients? Think about those three containers. Get visible, build relationships, sell your stuff. And then the fourth thing is a simple one. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Like, go get visible, go make relationships, go sell your stuff. Rinse and repeat. I promise you, getting clients is not hard, right? Like, again, this industry and the narrative, and there's been way too much like emphasis on doing all these extra things in order to get clients. And over the years, I've been in this industry for 6 years, and I have been at that place where I was like scratching my head, wondering what to do to get clients, to the point where like it just flows to me, right? So I've been through that. I know what that journey looks like. And I think one of the main reasons, and again, I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent, but I think one of the main reasons why getting clients feels so difficult is because of the narrative that's out there. It's because it's made to feel like, again, you've got to do these complicated launches, and you've got to have all these funnels, and you've got to have all these different bells and whistles. And it's simply not the case. Getting clients is not difficult. Focus on those three things. Focus on those three things and stay consistent with it. And you want clients before the end of 2020? Stay laser focused on those three containers, and you will get clients, I promise you, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me pop over to the comments. Sell your stuff, Katia. We have the duty to sell if we believe we are a problem. 100%, 100%. If you know that you can solve a problem and someone needs your services and someone out there needs, you have the responsibility to support that client. And I talk about this inside the Launch Lab, which is my group coaching program, but we talk about why people will value you, right? Based on how you also, how do I want to say this? Okay, so basically when you have skin in the game, you're more likely to show up for it, right? Like if you are investing, even if it's just a little bit, people will more likely show up for that. Your people will show up when they feel like they have invested something, whether it's time or money, right? They'll be more likely to show up. So you have a duty to sell. Like just giving away your stuff for free, I talked about this last week. Yeah, because people are not going to value that, right? Like, but you have a responsibility to sell. And as a business owner, you have a responsibility to charge your worth, right? Like, because ultimately you have earned the right to sell. You have a skill set. You have something that you can support and you can help people with. And you have a responsibility to get that out into the world and be compensated for it, and to be beautifully compensated for it at that point, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I wanted to share real quickly with you guys that the waitlist is open for the fall round of the Coaches Launch Lab. It is my signature group coaching program, which is an amazing, amazing 8-week experience. We are going to be opening it up for the fall round, the last time for the year. So the waitlist is open, and this program is for anyone who is a new or rising coach and you're looking to launch your business. We'll help you get from zero to launch with clients in 8 weeks flat. It's an 8-week group experience. And I'm reopening the doors in a couple of weeks, but the wait list is open. I will pop the link to join the wait list. And if you wanted to get on the wait list, there's some extra special bonuses that you get for being on the wait list. So get it in. I'll pop the link in here so you guys can get on if it is something that you are interested in. Again, it's an 8-week group experience that helps you to launch your coaching business, get visible online, start selling to your clients, start getting clients in 8 weeks flat. I'll put the link in here for those of you who are interested. To get on the wait list for the Coaches Launch Lab, which I'm so excited about. We're relaunching again for the last time this year. I'll put the link in here. Anybody has questions on it, feel free to send me a message on that as well. And we'll talk really soon. I'll see you guys later. Bye.